You are watching news broadcast of Sigma Media Lab.
शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघं वर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीर्कान्तं
New Delhi, the main spiritual center of the Odia cultured people, the handsome, height and excellently constructed Lord Sri Jagannath Temple, is visible on the left side of the road as one travels from Green Park on the main Arvind Marg in South Delhi, through Arvind Market, and towards Haujkhas village. The revered Mahaprabhu of Odia and Utkaliya culture is worshipped at the temple's Ratnavedi as Lord Balbhadra, Lord Sudarshan, Lord Jagannath, and Goddess Subhadra. The revered Lord Ganesha is also worshipped close to the temple's main entrance, and Mahadev Shri Gauri Shankar is worshipped on the opposite side. As side goddesses, Ma Mahalakshmi and Ma Bimla are revered as well as the identical obedience. Moreover, Ma Tarini worships in a temple surrounded by a garden that is full of fruits, flowers, tulips, bay leaves, and other medicinal plants. The temple is stunning in its natural state. A number of festivals are celebrated all year long in compliance with the customs, values, and guidelines of the Shri Mandir, which is founded and run by the Shri Nilachal Seva Sangh. Now let's look at a few highlights from the various festival and other events that were held here in 2023. This report is specially provided by our Sigma Media Lab New Delhi special correspondent Mr. Laxmi Narayan Beborta. Thousands of immigrant Odia people and their families from Delhi visited the temple on Sunday, 1st January of 2023, the first day of the New Year holiday, to beg for mercy and wish for peace and prosperity for themselves and their families as they received the darshan of Shri Vigraha. It is said that the temple secretary Mr Rabindra Pradhan, Vice President Mr Gajendra Prasad Samant, Joint Secretary Mr Ashok Pradhan, Treasurer Mr Pankaj Mohanty, Executive Committee Member Mr Rankanidhi Sahu, Mr Dilip Swain, Mr Abhiram Sutar, Mr Kshirod Patra, and other important staff members were watching the potential crowd with the temple manager Mr Rashmi Ranjan Behera, stayed late into the night and be of assistance with the day's agenda.
संगीतर आजिर आग धाड़र जन कंठशिल्पी हेले मानसी पात्र
Goddess Saraswati Puja, on Thursday, January 26, Magh Mas Shukla Paksh Panchami Tithi. As in prior years, the goddess of wisdom Mata Saraswati was worshipped. On this day, people perform a lot of good deeds, because they believe that Ma Saraswati's grace makes all good deeds performed with holiness, reverence, and devotion effective. Thus, until dusk worshippers arrived, and offered flowers to Mata Saraswati. A few little students then started their studies by grasping a piece of chalk between their fingers. 3. Foundation Day of the Temple. On Thursday, January 26, 2023, Panchami Tithi, which falls in the month of Magha Shukla Paksha, was celebrated as the 45th Foundation Day of Sri Jagannath Temple with great fervour and devotion. Temple Secretary Mr Rabindra Pradhan and his devout wife Mrs Savita Pradhan fervently fasted, furnished ahuti at the Yajna Kund, and made fervent wishes for world peace and well-being in front of the temple early in the morning.
आमर व्यवस्था होती माने मंदिर तरफ माने आज कोविड पर बोधे बहुत समागम होची लोकंकर माने जो उत्साह बढ़ी।
The key of Vedic mantras were recited by priest Nona Mr Beborta Mishra, Mr Sanatan Padhi, Mr Jagbandhu Das, Mr Premanand Satpati, and Mr Satya Panda. 4. Agni Utsav, also known as Agira Purnima, is a fire festival that has been observed in our culture and traditions for decades. It is held in front of the temple on the evening of Chaturdashi Tithi, the first day of the holy Magha month. The temple elders worshipped the god of fire, chanted Vedic mantras, and lit a fire in the pile of dry wood after Mahaprabhu's evening prayer. On this particular occasion, the devotees threw items such as potatoes, beans, and coconuts into the fire and acknowledged them as Prasad. Mr. Rabindra Pradhan, the temple secretary, attended the event along with a few other notable individuals and employees. 5. Mahashivaratra, Jagaramavasya. As is customary for Sri Nilachal Seva Sangh, the holy Shivaratra festival was held in the temple of Mahadev Gauri Shankar on 18 February of 2023. This year, on the day of the Falgun month Amavasya, the festival was held with great devotion and spiritual feelings. The Shiv Sahasra Hom Yajna took place in the evening. Shiv devotees fasted until the wood was burned. On this occasion, cultural events took place, and late into the night, Mahadeep was lit. They offered Prasad to the devotees. 6. Sri Jagannath Temple's Pona Sakranti and Chaiti festival. Similar to the previous year, there was a ceremony to mark the occasion. On this specific day, Homo was held with Kheer, Pais, and Pona Bhog, Prasad, and special puja was performed at the temples of Ma Bimla and Ma Tarini. Thousands of worshippers received the Pona of 7 patilas, large pots, in the evening in front of the temple's main entrance. 7. Wood perfect for chariots puja and Akshaya Tritiya. Following custom, the final sacred day of Akshaya Tritiya is dedicated to the worship of new wood needed for chariots, which, when the chariot was being built, was attached to it. 8. Devshnan Purnima. By the ritual guidelines, Shriji's customary Devshnan Purnima celebration was held in the Shnan Mandap of the temple. Following the completion of their daily rituals, the Shri Vigrahas were arranged in a row between bells, Hari Bol, Hulhuli, Kanch, and Nam Sankirtan, stretching from Ratnavedi to the Shnan Mandap. The Ganga water was combined with the fragrant water in the 108 kalash that had been already prepared and anointed after all of the puja rituals were completed. Later, in order to finish the Mahaprabhu's Mahashnan rituals, the devotees of the temple chanted Vedic mantras. Next, a disguise of elephant, or Hathi Besha, took place. Shri Vigraha was brought to the home of dark room at night. On this particular occasion, the temple was open to devotees from early in the morning until late at night. Temple Secretary Mr Rabindra Pradhan was present, along with other significant employees. 9. Rath Yatra. With the grand goal of spreading Shri Jagannath culture, Rath Yatra has been enthusiastically fostered since 1979 in Shri Nilachal Seva Sangh, Haujkhas, nation's capital Delhi. The festival was observed during the joyful gathering of devotees throughout the 2 years that followed the corona restrictions and government orders. Devotees were restricted to the temple premises and were expected to maintain social distance when around important employees and servants of the temple management committee. Following the completion of the Shri Vigraha's rituals, they were arranged in a row with the conch, bells, drums and Nam Sankirtan. Shri Jiu was then worshipped in an elaborately decorated 18-feet chariot that was parked in front of the temple. Afterwards in the evening, the chariot was carried to the temple gate by thousands of worshippers who had pulled it to Green Park, Yusuf Sarai, Ames. Mr. Vinay Kumar Saxena, the revered Deputy Governor of Delhi, swept the chariot, Chhera Pahara. The Temple Secretary Mr. Rabindra Pradhan, and other important staff members collaborated completely to organize the Rath Yatra celebrations. 10. Bahura Yatra, return trip, joy, dedication, and devotion characterized the holy Bahura Yatra of Shri Jiu. After Shri Jiu was placed in Mandap, the Chhera Pahara ritual was performed by retired Supreme Court Justice Mr. Arjit Pashayat. Observing the procession of Shri Jiu, chariot pulling, as well as enjoying the cultural evening hosted by Shri Nilachal Seva Sangh, devotees gathered from 11 in the morning. Distributions of khichdi, halwa, and gajamoong were made to the worshippers coming to the temple from all directions. The devotees pulled the chariot to Arvind Market and returned it to the temple gate once all the chariot rituals had been performed. To ensure a smooth return trip, notable employees of the temple, including Temple Secretary Mr. Rabindra Pradhan, were present. 11. Kartik Purnima, New Year, featured a number of cultural events last year, including processions and festivals, particularly in honor of Sri Gundicha. Hymns were performed by lovely singers, Odissi, Kathak, Pala, and Sambalpuri dances, as well as popular dancers from the state on daily bhajan sandhya. The sweetest bhajans, songs, and music were performed by Delhi's beloved Miss Priyadarshini Jaina, vocalist Premanand, Miss Deepti Rekha Padhi, Mr. Prabhupada Mohanty, Miss Pragya Parimita Hota, and Miss Mansi Patra, the state's well-known bhajan vocalist. Major Odissi dances were performed by Mr. Parshat Joshi, the Odissi dance guru, Mr. Srimant Mishra, Mr. Chandrasekhar Sutar, and Mr. Harish Mohapatra. The artists of Bina Pani Kala Niketan performed dances in a few yearly programs. The devotees were entertained by Kathak dance performances by Mr. Arpit Ghosh, Mr. Sadanand Vishwas, and Mr. Rahul Ganguni last year. Renowned Paula singer Gauri Bala gave 2 days of Pala performances in honor of the Rath Yatra. 12. Independence Day. The event was held in the garden attached to the temple on 15 August of 2023, just like it was the year before. After raising the national flag, Temple Secretary Mr. Rabindra Pradhan gave a speech. Staff members from the temple as well as Mr. Rashmi Ranjan Behera, the temple manager, attended the event. 13. Janmashtami. Last Shravan month Ashtami Tithi, the holy Janmashtami festival of Mahaprabhu Shri Madan Mohan Shri Krishna was observed with fun and devotion. Serving as an usher during the puja was Mr. Vijay Sahu, a member of the temple executive committee on this occasion. The curd pot broke and the city was surrounded at 8 o'clock in the evening. There were a lot of devotees present at the event. 14. Lord Ganesh Puja, Siddha Vinayak Puja. Joyful celebrations accompanied the Agar Puja of Shri Ganesh, which is held near the temple's main entryway in accordance with customs and regulations on the 4th day of Bhadrav month Shukla Avatar. In the past, worshippers of Lord Ganesh would visit the temple from early in the morning until late at night to make floral offerings. 16. Kartik Purnima. Sri Jagannath is the superior Shunabesh of Mahaprabhu, the conjoined deity of health, wealth, and good looks. On Kartik Purnima, the holy day, Sri Jagannath appears in the golden disguise, Shunabesh. 17. Boito Bandano. Utkal Shri Nilachal Seva Sangh, as in previous years, arranged a symbolic Boito Bandano ceremony last year as a wonderful way to remember the past's innovation and to remind the next generation about it. While the devotees around them chanted, A, Ka, Ma, Bhoi, Panugwa Thoi, Panugwa Toro, Ma Soko Dharmo Moro, and played Hari Bolo, Hula Huli, conch, and bells. The temple secretary Mr Rabindra Pradhan and the son of the previous sadhak carried a beautifully decorated thermocol and a wooden boat which is floated in a special made water pool. All believed that our laws and customs should be upheld while commemorating the boat's voyage. Mr Rashmi Ranjan Behera, the temple manager, organized the program. 19. Dev Diwali celebration. In accordance with Puri Shri Mandir customs and policy, on the occasion of the Margashir month Chaturdashi Amavasya and Pratipada Tithi, Lord Mahaprabhu's Dev Diwali rituals were performed on behalf of Shri Nilachal Seva Sangh. This time, bright lamps were used to decorate the entire temple for 3 days. In accordance with customs and regulations, the temple prepares Muan every day starting on the previous Dhan Sankranti and continuing until Makar Sankranti, while the Muan is presented to Shri Vigrahas in the morning. In addition, the temple observed various other festivals in accordance with customs and regulations, including Anla Navami, Devabhishek Purnima, Dolo Purnima, Sankranti, Shri Ram Navami, Sheetal Shashti, Hera Panchami, Shri Jiu Niladri BJ rituals. The intact documentary provided by our senior journalist Mr Laxmi Narayan Beborta, Sigma Media Lab, New Delhi.